Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. Glad to have you here. This is the tarot reading that helps you to manifest. And manifesting depends on your imagination. And your imagination is fed by all that you have been through, your subconscious. All of that feeds your imagination. And what we have discovered over time is that if you're watching a video, the longer you watch the video, the more your imagination weakens. Because you can't have pictures in your head particularly. I mean, you do, but you really can't because there's action on the screen. You have to absorb those pictures. So whatever they present to you is what your mind kind of adapts to. If you're simply listening, then at that point you are not distracted by the visuals. You can go deeper. You can go into your subconscious. And in fact, very often people tell me that they're kind of like semi-meditating as they watch this, because this is all you're going to see on the screen. This one layout of cards here, that's today's tarot lineup. That's it. That's all. So you can close your eyes and listen. You can get up if you want to, get a cup of coffee, tea, maybe a sandwich, cereal, whatever. Doesn't make any difference. As long as you are listening, that is having the profound effect on your imagination and your ability to manifest. For example, brought this up yesterday and I really liked it. Let's say it's been 10 years, 15 years, whatever, since you last heard a song. And you really liked it at the time. I mean, you really did, but you forgot about it because life moves on, things move on, you're different songs, different artists, all that kind of stuff, and things change. But somehow, some way, this song comes up and boom, takes you right back. That's because it fires your imagination. It's listening, it's the words that are very, very important. So that's why we do this kind of style when we're doing manifesting reading. And we give it a very straight ahead kind of style too. This is not a friendly, go along, get along kind of thing. We're going to tell you what the energies are. We're going to tell you what the potential is. You tap in, tap out, it's up to you. We begin, as you see here on the screen, with two levels, bottom level, upper level. The middle cards in both levels are very critical. And we begin up front with the oracle card of Yin. Now, if you compare it to its opposite, Yang or Yang, Yang is very active. Yin is sort of passive. And at least that's the way people feel. Well, I'm not going to do anything. That's not really true Yin energy, and not certainly when it comes to manifesting. Yin energy says instead of pushing the energy outward like you would with Yang, you turn it inward. You go inside. There's still action, but it's not obvious. And being that we're coming up to Mercury retrograde just a short time, I think a week or something like that, we're already in eclipse season. Pluto's getting ready to retrograde, I think, the 1st of May. I mean, the time is just right for you to take the energy that wants to come out and just turn it inward. Kind of a last check. Are all systems go? Do I have my duckies in a row? Do I know what I'm doing? Do I know what I want? Do I know what's important? All these little kinds of questions. The Yin energy says turn inward. Do a little bit of checking. So we go to the left side of the bottom row, all the way to the left, the Knight of Cups. Knights always bring you gifts. The Knight of Cups brings you the gift of love. The Knight is very sensitive, emotional, caring, but also introspective. And see, for many people, when you think cups, if you're doing traditional tarot, you're thinking, love. Oh, man, somebody's going to bring you love. Somebody's going to say some loving thing. And they may. But because we focus on manifesting, the love message should come from you to you. Or you should find that love frequency in you. You find that love frequency in you, you attract love. The power of manifesting. So the Knight of Cups says, tune in to that love frequency. The Ten of Cups says you have that love frequency right in you. You are ready, if you choose, to blossom your life, to make it very loving, very creative, very happy. So when we're turning the energy inwards, you're already beginning to see why that's significant. The first two cards are cups. Has to do with self-love, has to do with that loving vibe in you, in all of us. This is your chance to find it, to tune into it. Next card over, Page of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas. What it will take to help you do this is a little self-talk. Remember, we're turning the energy inward, right? So, so I have some of the best conversations in the world when I'm talking to myself. People would think I'm nuts, and in fact, to some extent, they're correct. But it is still self-talk. And I don't have to do it out loud. Sometimes I have little thoughts, ideas running through my head, little conversations, if you will. When I'm out in public, just something hits me, and I go, wow, I have to make a note of that or something like that, and it kind of takes off. The Knight of Swords, given everything else, is a little self-talk. It's a little self-talk, very important. It'll help you straighten things out. You got these feelings, the love feelings that are turned inside. You're looking for that love frequency. A little bit of self-talk will help you find it. And the final card on the bottom row is the Knight of Wands. Wands are always positivity, enthusiasm, joy, joie de vie, the joy of life. When was the last time you really felt the joy of life? Whenever that time was, tune into it. Tune into it. That's the important feeling. That's the feeling that will liberate you. That's the feeling that you're looking for. That's the reason you are turning inward. When was that last time you had the joy of life? Not a lot of that going on these days because people, whether they're deciding to stick their heads wherever they choose to stick them, in a dark place, let's leave it at that, and not pay attention. So don't tell me it's too scary out there. Don't tell me what's going on in the world. I don't want to know. To people who are open and saying, okay, let me see what's going on. How can I make it better for myself and others? A true act of self-love, by the way. No matter which one you fit in, this is what is going on in your life. The energy is saying, love yourself, spread that love, and keep talking to yourself until you get to that joy of life. The thing that, boy, I just don't see very much of it at all these days. Bring it back. You can bring it back starting with you. That love, that joy of life, that enthusiasm, that positivity. You can bring it back within you. That's why you have to turn inward, find it, bring it out. It'll be a candle for other people around you. We go to the upper row, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. Put them together. What do you got? Value system. In fact, 9 of Pentacles is sort of a mini version of the Queen of Pentacles. She knows what's important to her because that's what Pentacles are. They're not just money. And I say this a lot because we live in a material world and people are so hypnotized by this money philosophy, this idea, it's a dream, it's a fantasy, because what does money buy you? It doesn't buy you happiness, doesn't buy you love, doesn't buy you friendship, doesn't really buy you health, because in the end we all die, all of us. As Jim Morrison from The Doors back in the 60s said, nobody gets out of here alive. It's the truth. So money doesn't buy you anything. I mean, it's a barter, okay, for groceries or whatever. But it's really, that joy of life, it doesn't even touch it. This 9 of Pentacles, she knows what's important to her. And in fact, for you, that's what you need to do turning inward. To have that self-talk, to look for that joie de vie, to find that self-love. You have to make sure that your value system is clear and clean, down to the basics. Don't start adding. It only makes it more complicated, and the proof of that is the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles only has 4 pentacles to his chest. Doesn't need a ton of them. Doesn't need 4. Basic. Boom, boom, boom. Got it. I know what makes me happy, and I know why. And because of that, it allows him to look at a future in a much more positive way. 3 of Wands. Because he knows what his values are, because he has that joy of life, because he loves and respects himself, he's found that love vibe inside himself, he can look at the future with positivity, the 3 of Wands. But again, it's a situation where he needs to find that enlightenment. He needs to find that key, that very quiet little luck that you have inside of you that opens all of this up, this self-love, this self-talk, this positivity, this enthusiasm. All is dependent upon what you value. And that is emphasized again with another 4 of Pentacles up front, or up top, center card, vice versa card. So in one row, in fact, right next to one another, the center card is a 4 of Pentacles. The card immediately to its left is a 4 of Pentacles. Get down to the basics. Get down to the basics. The essentials. What is really, really, really important to you? And then use that to build this self-love, self-worth, and joy of life, because that's what it's going to take. And to do it, you have to turn inward. The yin energy. This is a time over the next several weeks where turning inward is the answer to your manifesting success. That's it. So that's the read for today. Hope you come back. We'll do another tarot manifesting reading for you tomorrow. If you can't make it, next time we have a chance, that's good too. Between now and then, I wish you peace and blessings. And go live an inspired life.